So good morning, everybody. Yeah, for our viewers, welcome to Counselor University. So basically today what we are going to be doing is looking at the plans for this year based on the people we've interacted with so far. If you notice, very few of them have any concrete plans for their business this year. Now, what that means is that most of them are going to fail this year. Now, unless those we work with and unless those who are watching our videos understand how to make plans for this year, everything they will do this year, they will achieve almost nothing. The same thing applies to us here too. If we don't map out clear plans on how we are going to achieve something very significant this year, we'll basically be running around in circles. Now, our project is almost maximum by before the end of February, or let's say March, we'll be moving into our new complex. But we're able to achieve that up to this stage because last year, or beginning of 2017, we set a goal of building a complex, kind of a campus, where people can actually come in and train their people. Now, the whole idea is have a place where business owners can bring their workers and they stay there, and we can give them 1 week training and we'll now follow them up so that at the end of 1 month, 1 year, they can actually start to see visible, tangible changes in their place. Now, if you guys have seen those we've been working with, you notice that maybe within the first week, you won't see so much in what they are doing. But when you have somebody who is following them up almost every day, you find out that you start to see some changes in their performance. Now, the same thing for everyone, each one of us. If we say, okay, this year we want to, for instance, set up again another complex in the southeast, another campus, and we say, what would that cost us? So, from my estimation, to set up what we have in Lagos, it will take us like 100 million to set up another complete complex again. And what it means that my plan is by January of 2020, we'll start that one. And for us to be able to do that, it means this year we should be able to raise 100 million. Now, but how does that also affect you guys in the system? It means that you guys also need to start to set individual plans and goals for your own career too. The mistake why a lot of workers end up poor is because they're just doing 30 days make 1 month. If you ask them what are your goals for this year, very few people have goals and plans for themselves this year. And if you go about it this way, by the end of the year, you look at and ask yourself, what have you actually achieved? And which is one thing I don't want for each and every one of us. I want, even at the end of the year, you feel, okay, I want to step up. You should be able to say, in 2019, these are the core things I achieved. Because as we are coming now, I was listening to a message by Peter Daniels. And he said he was talking to Christians, a Christian group. He said, all of them, okay, check everything, all the property you have, all your assets, even your watch, your dress, just calculate all of them. Now, okay, say you now ask them to minus all the debts, all the people you owe. So let's say you check all your assets, you got about 2 million, for instance. You now check the people you are owing is about 500,000. It means it includes your shirts, your shoes, your skirts, everything you have, and you minus what you are owing others is about 500, so you have about 1.5 million. You now say divide the number of years you've lived on this earth so far. Use it to divide that 1.5 million. It means that will tell you what you've been achieving every day, every year, for as long as you've been on this earth. So which means somebody, let's say somebody has lived for about 30 years, for instance, and the person has a net of 1.5 million. If you divide 1.5 million by 30, it will give us about how much? About 50,000. It means that what you've been achieving for the length of time you've lived on this earth is about 50,000 a year. Now, if you go before God and He asks you, I gave you all these qualities to develop yourself, well, what you tell God is that, God, the average of what I've been able to achieve is about 50,000 a year. it means that we need to actually decide to move ahead this year, which is why we are practicing what we are doing here. Is apart from your salary, which is why I also want to encourage you. Apart from our salary, we've said 10% of our earning will go to the staff. Because I want us to actually see that beyond the salary that we'll make, there's something else also coming to us. And it also now needs to say that we don't do 30 days, make one year, make 1 month. That everybody needs to tell themselves, what extra incentive do I need to have to actually personally grow myself? And which is one of the things we are going to also start to do. Every month, each of us is going to read at least one book. It's compulsory. Because I really need to see, it's not about us. Personally, what I'm doing, I can actually do it on my own. I actually do it very successful. But the point is, if you don't grow yourself, no matter how good you are as an individual, you need to be able to grow a structure around yourself so that whether you are there or not, your company, your business can actually be growing. The same thing applies to each and every one of us. Our career should be able to rise beyond us, beyond what we are doing now. And for us to achieve that, we actually need to focus, which is why this year, we need to set a clear plan on how we intend to succeed this year. Which means when you go back home, you need to ask yourself, how many books am I going to read this year? Apart from the goals that have been given to me by the company, which other goals am I determined to achieve this year? What impact do I want to make this year? One of the fundamental reasons why we set up this campus, it was that one day I asked myself, assuming I die today, beyond my immediate family member, who will miss me? And I realized not so much people will miss me. And I decided to actually do something that when any day I die, at least now that even if I die now, I know that a minimum of like 1,000 people will know that somebody who impacted their life has left the planet. The same thing has to be about us. Let's not waste our opportunity. One of the things that God has done for you is to bring us in this setting where actually we are given opportunity to grow. And I want us to work with that opportunity. We can all change our lives. We can all make a meaningful difference in our life. God is giving us a chance to actually make something wonderful out of this year. But it depends on what we want to make out of it. Like I told you, by the beginning of this year, a lot of people have set their goals. But maximum by February, they have forgotten it. And at most, by this time again, by December this year, all of them, most people will be asking themselves, what really did I achieve this year? And the only reason why they didn't achieve so much last year, and they will not achieve so much this year, is because most of them don't have any clear goals for their lives. Now, a lot of companies are paying us big money. Can they do the things that they pay us to do for them? Because most of that is why, the rich will always keep getting richer. Because they've realized that there are things they don't know. And they actually need to invest to get these things that they don't know. Now, if you too don't realize that in this life, for you to achieve certain things in life, there are things you don't know, and you need to actually invest in yourself and the things around you for you to acquire what you don't know. Then by this time next year, you actually still be struggling and you'll be where you are. And it's something that we don't want for each and every one of you. So, I want every one of you us now to actually, apart from the goals we'll be giving you, by Friday, I want to see your goal. How you intend to develop yourself in the next 11 months. I want to actually see what you want to achieve this year on a personal level. So that at the end of the year, we can actually analyze it. We'll be giving you goals individually. Now, also what we'll be doing is that every Monday, when we have this training session stroke meeting, we'll look at how far have we gone. We need to measure progress. What you don't measure won't yield any result for you. That is why you set exams in school. If you don't set exams, you don't know the students who are doing well. So we also need to do something like that amongst ourselves, so that at the end of the year, we can actually say these are the things we achieved. Let's not waste this year. I believe that you guys have what it takes to actually build this organization with us and also build yourself. This year we've done some training for some companies. One company, the first company we did a training for, their goal for this year was 6.5 billion. The next company we did a training for this year, their target for the year is 1.5 billion. There's another company that we're working with, their target for the year is about 30 billion. There's one we're working with, their goal is about, we gave them a goal of 2 billion. Your people. 2 billion. So now, for them, it looks as if it's so big, but our job is to show them that that 2 billion can be achieved. And from what if you look at the group chat we have with them, have you noticed any change in the because they've actually seen this. You know, initially they were left in the field just to move around, but now there's a focus. So the person who is working, everybody's seeing. The person who is not working, every person is seeing it. And that way they are actually seeing measurable results. So the same thing also have to apply with everybody we're working with and everybody too you are interacting, and also your life. We should be able to measure the progress you achieved this year. Now for us, and because we said what it will take us to complete that complex in the southeast is about a minimum of 100 million. So this year we need to generate a revenue of at least 100 million. Now there are companies who have 50 million target. There's other ones too that have about 500 million. But fortunate enough, I called somebody mistakenly. I was trying to dial somebody, and he called somebody. My phone called somebody I have not spoken with for about 2 years. Say, guy, how are you? Say things have been very difficult. In fact, he's finding it difficult to pay his rent. Now, how can somebody who is running a pharmacy, who read pharmacy, not know what to do to at least grow his business? If not for anything, take care of your basic needs. The fundamental reason why he can't do that is because he didn't set clear goals. And he has not done anything to improve himself. Every knowledge you have becomes outdated in 18 months. So we need to constantly upgrade and update ourselves. So please, let's work on it so that when we meet next week to discuss, we can actually see how we can grow. So we'll now move into the major strategic meeting for the day.